going on, everybody? I'm back, Mr. Do-It-Alls here again, and today we are continuing on with our NFL season preview, finishing up in the NFC North. Now, I'm going to be doing the Packers today and the rest of the NFC South, the whole NFC South, so that's the Panthers, Buccaneers, Panthers, and Falcons. So we're going to drop 5 videos today. It's going to be a crazy one. We got 2.5 weeks till the season starts, so we got to push through this. We got 24, 25 more teams left, so let's go ahead and get right into it, talking about the Packers here. Now, Packers last year were 10-6. They were a NFC North division winner after starting the season 4-6, I believe. Aaron Rodgers showed out at the end of the year and basically carried a very bad defensive team to a wild card win, a playoff win, and a conference championship appearance. Now, the one key weakness of this team might be their defense, maybe their corners. They did address that in the draft with drafting Kevin King out of Washington. As a Cowboy fan, I wanted him. He was there. But they did not grab him, and the Packers got him, and the Packers might have found a gem from Kevin King. Some of their other picks include a safety, Josh Jones, a defensive end, defensive tackle. They do run a 3-4, so a defensive end, defensive tackle combo is more like a 5-tech, which plays on, I believe it's the outside shoulder of the tackle. And their job is 2-gap responsibility, so linebackers can fill. Some of their offseason losses were Eddie Lacy, Christine Michael, James Stark, so they lost 3 running backs. They're handing the job off to Ty Montgomery this year. Considering the offense that they run, which is more like a spread offense, Aaron Rodgers gets to pick his targets. Defenses have to sit in 8-man coverage, 8-man coverage. It can be quite a challenge guarding these Green Bay Packers because Aaron Rodgers is such a freestyle type of quarterback, and his receivers know how to get open and go to where he's rolling out to or stepping up in the pocket to or whatever they need to do to get open. Aaron Rodgers will find them. Aaron Rodgers is, to me, like Drew Brees in that he spreads the ball around well. If you are a fantasy player, you do not like that because you can't rely on one receiver. They did also bring in Martellus Bennett this past offseason, who won a ring with the Patriots. So, I mean, you just keep giving this guy more weapons, and he's gonna use them. Now, they don't have a strong running game, but like I said, they're gonna hand the reins over to Ty Montgomery this year, who I see as somebody who apparently, according to a lot of offseason reports, is that he's bulked up a little bit. He looks like a very solid player for them, and he's going to be catching balls out of the backfield anyway. So, I mean, they have pieces there. On the defensive side of the ball, we have somebody that's been there for quite a few years now in Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews has started out as an outside linebacker. He's moved inside and out. They did lose Julius Peppers this year to Carolina, so it's going to be a tandem of Nick Perry and Clay Matthews. Nick Perry did have a career season last year out of USC from, I think, a couple years back in the draft. So he's probably figured it out. In the defensive backfield, they drafted Kevin King, like I said earlier. They have Demarius Randall, Ladarius Gunter, and Quinton Rollins. So there's a couple guys there. They have guys that they have, but they do need to improve as the NFL is a passing league. And they have 2 very solid safeties in Morgan Burnett and HaHa Clinton-Dix. So overall, I mean, they're not a bad team. They play in a pretty average division. They should win the division. They're going to make the playoffs. If they don't win the division, I'd be very shocked. The only team I can see that overtakes them might be the Vikings, but the Vikings, as I said in my preview of them, is that offensively they're not super talented. So, jumping into the Packers schedule here. They start the year off versus Seattle. So, that's in Green Bay. I'm going to give that one to Green Bay. Those 2 teams do play each other really tough. However, Aaron Rodgers will find a way. It's a tough week 1 battle. Then they play at Atlanta on Sunday night. I'm going to give that one to Atlanta. Playing in Atlanta is tough. They tore up Green Bay last year in the conference championship. So they should start the season 1-1. Then they'll beat Cincinnati. They'll beat Chicago on a Thursday, so that'll give them the 3-1. At Dallas, Dallas has a little bit of revenge maybe in their mind for that game. Possibly that Zeke's not there. Hypothetically, if Zeke is not there, I'm going to give this game to the Packers. If Zeke is there, that game can go either way. It's a toss-up. At Minnesota on a Sunday, I'm going to give that one to Green Bay. So they could be, what's that, 1, 2, 3. They could be 4-2 or 5-1 going into Week 6. Versus New Orleans, I'm going to give that one to Green Bay. So they'll be 5-2. We'll just say 5-2. 5-2 or 6-1. Then the bye week, Monday night versus Detroit, I'm going to give that one to Green Bay. At Chicago, that should be a win for Green Bay. Versus Baltimore, should be a win for Green Bay. At Pittsburgh, that's an L on a Sunday night in Pittsburgh. It's November. It'll be cold. Versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is an improved team. As we get into them, we will talk about them and talk about how they improved on offense. I'm going to give that one a toss-up. I just think Tampa Bay could be a better... I mean, that one's going to Green Bay. It's in Green Bay in December. Yeah. At Cleveland, that's a W for them. At Carolina's also improved. So when we get to them, we'll talk about how they improved. At least getting Cam Newton some weapons. However, Cam might be hurt to start the season. He's hurting a little bit right now through two preseason games, but we'll see in December. I'm going to leave that one as a toss-up. Versus Minnesota on Saturday night. I'm going to give that one... Actually, I think they'll split Minnesota, so they might lose the October game. Maybe they'll lose the December game. Not sure. And then at Detroit to finish off the season. Give that one to Green Bay. So, based upon what I saw here, obviously, Seattle could be a toss-up. Atlanta could be a toss-up. Dallas could be a toss-up. Splitting both Minnesota games. Pittsburgh could be a toss-up. Tampa Bay could be a toss-up. They should go 11-5, 12-4. I could see them going there confidently. 10-6 is the worst I can see them doing. Obviously, they got a pretty lenient schedule. All they do is play the NFC, looks like the South, and the AFC North. So overall, that's a pretty easy schedule for them. Not the toughest, but there are some tough games. Obviously, when we get into January football, which is playoff time, they'll be there in the conversation for a wild card or the division. So that's video 1 of today. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be going through these games very, very quickly. I mean, not going through these games. Going through these previews very quickly. Next up is going to be the NFC South. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks, guys. I'm out.